Yeah, no, I'm just
Oh,
chilling, man. I mean,
shit, my
we've
bad.
been recording,
Okay.
so we just, yeah. Be nice. That burned,
Felt that one in my nasal cavity.
bro. That one burned a little bit more than
Yeah.
usual. I'm not gonna lie.
That was
Not gonna
Mescal. When
lie.
did you buy that?
Place across the street.
Oh,
I don't want to
okay.
give them any free publicity. Fuck
Right,
them. They're
right.
big enough. But you know, it
Place
turns out
across-
they have one. That's like that and El Silencio. Fuck that. Can't
Okay.
fuck with El Silencio. I
Oh,
just can't
shit.
do it.
All
Just
right.
can't do it. So, cool. You want to start us off?
Yeah. Yeah. I just had a brain fart.
So, if you can't tell from the background, that's the energy we have today. I promise it won't be like that the whole time, though. I promise.
Oh, man.
It's
Sorry.
just-
I woke up like really stuffy, and I don't think I'm beating a cold. It's just felt weird.
Yeah.
So just
Oh yeah, I know the feeling. I told you I was kind of feeling the same way.
Yeah.
I
So,
really needed a day
if
off.
I sniffle a lot, then I'm gonna be. I
Man. Got the
apologize.
sniffies, man.
Yeah.
Got the
Anyways,
sniffies.
welcome back everyone to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain, give you some insight what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurant. Gotta do that all over again. Sorry. Welcome back everyone to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain, give you some insight what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurant. We like to call that the industry perspective. My thoughts move faster than my mouth, so like I start to kind of stumble a little bit. Oh, it's like
I had several jokes run through my mind,
I
and I
know.
was like, I'm not gonna say any of them.
yeah,
Nah.
it's like running with untied laces.
Jesus Christ, man. You just winging it.
I might stumble, I might not, but I'm gonna go.
You might make it.
I might.
All right. With scissors. What's up, motherfuckers?
Yeah,
How was your week, man? How was your week?
it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. We had one of our day parties come back
Mm.
at my other spot, so that was nice. It was good to see the place packed again and people coming in, bar full, bar
Yeah.
top full. I missed it. I didn't miss the stupid questions,
Yeah.
but hey, you know what? It comes with the territory, so it's
Yeah,
better
and-
to have that.
And you guys just started, like you say, you just started doing the day parties again because the last couple months it's been like hella slow
Yeah,
over there.
just because
Yeah.
cold, this and that. But
Right.
even though it was kind of cold, people still showed up. So it was nice. It was good. People started smoking a little bit more. Not a lot to where it was cloudy, but I felt myself getting a headache. That may have been why I'm feeling like that today, because I didn't get really a chance, maybe once or twice, to step outside to like clear my head. Clear like, because I could smell the smoke and the burning of the like the backwoods and all that stuff like
Mhm.
that. So I could smell that, and it just I knew it was that was giving me a headache.
Mm.
So maybe that's part of the reason. I don't know, but
Maybe.
other than that, it was fun. I had somebody ask me for like shots of tequila. I'm like, I don't serve tequila yet.
Oh, that's right. Because you're still waiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It's gotta suck, man.
I
Especially because you have to keep answering that question repeatedly. Like
Mhm.
someone's asking, like, "Can I get this? Can I get that?" And you're like, "No, we just don't have it." you
so
know?
the party we have, and I don't want to say the names to not give them free promotion, but
Right,
I
right.
have to. So the name of the party is called Mimosa Club, and somebody was asking me, "Oh, like you guys got tequila?" I'm like, "No." I was like, "No, we don't have tequila."
No, we got
"How do you-
mimosas.
How do you not have tequila? I'm like, well, it's Mimosa Club.
not
You're
tequila
supposed to drink
club."
mimosas. And her boyfriend kind of just looked at me and kind of looked at her, like, and he looked back at me like, she was already maybe kind of tipsy.
Yeah.
I was like, well, it's Mimosa Club. You're
Right.
supposed to drink mimosas.
Supposed to drink mimosas.
And
I
she
mean,
just kind of like fell back and was looking like that, like, I guess give me something.
yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I'll give you a mimosa.
Yeah.
It's what I have.
I mean, it's not the
I-
only thing we serve,
I
but
brought mimosas.
I just saw a good opportunity to make that joke. He laughed at it, so I was like, yeah,
Nah, that's a good
you
one.
got it.
I like that. I like that. Can I get a
And then
tequila?
people asking me just the usual dumb shit like, oh, I'll take a whiskey and Coke. I'm like, we have beer and wine. All right, well, give me something that's like a whiskey and Coke. I'm like, it's beer and wine. You guys got nothing like whiskey and Coke? I'm like, no, we don't have any hard liquor. Nothing like that at all. I'm like, no, here's our menu. Look at the fucking menu.
I don't understand where this has been coming from for the last couple years, where someone will ask you for something and you say you don't have it. So they'll ask you either the same question repeatedly, or they'll change it just a little bit as if they're asking you something different. Like, no, when I said no, like, oh, it's not in and out. We don't have a secret menu.
Yeah.
You know, like, what we got is what we got. You know what I mean? And even if we do have a bottle, that's for us. If it's that kind of, fucking setup or not.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just, I would, even if we had something like whiskey and Coke, I wouldn't know what to tell them, because it's like, well, if I knew we did, I would have given you that, but we don't.
Right.
So pick something on the menu.
Right.
That's it.
I mean,
and saying it slower, like I don't speak English, doesn't make me be like, oh yeah, I understand what you're saying. No, Jesus Christ. A whiskey and Coke. Whiskey.
I will say,
Coke.
I'm glad I don't get that. No, nobody tries to talk to me like I'm stupid. So I will take that. That's one plus in my book.
Again, like it's just the little things like that. It's like, stupid questions, whatever. But just glad to have those day parties come back. And then we'll have our bar stocked with liquor once I get back from my trip. So that'll be nice to come back to. We got Guinness, which is nice. Yeah.
On tap?
Yeah. On tap.
Well, I guess I'll be there more often.
Yeah. I had to pour me a pint. It was nice.
Okay.
It was nice to pour your own Guinness from a tap and drink it.
Man, yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to do that.
It was so good. It was so good. I cannot wait for St. Paddy's at our place. I cannot fucking wait.
That's what's up.
I know it's going to be a good time.
That's what's up.
We're doing
I will be there for that.
Yeah, we're doing like a triple threat bar crawl thing with 2 of the other bars in the area. I don't know if they're going to implement the thing that the owner was telling me about, but we'll see.
I hope so, man.
So yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we start at 7.
It's kind of late, right?
It is kind of late, but it's on a Friday. So St. Paddy's falls on a Friday, which now makes sense as to why the bar crawl in Chicago is the week before on a Saturday, because nobody's going to want to go out on the Saturday after St. Paddy's. And I kept wondering why they wouldn't do it on a Friday.
Yeah,
now it makes sense. I thought St. Paddy's was on a Saturday. It's on a Friday.
Yeah, maybe it will be next year.
Hopefully.
I don't know. I don't know if next year's a leap year. I can't keep up with that shit. I think
St. Paddy's. You guys better go out and tip your bartenders.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I believe a lot of places are gonna be jam packed and it's gonna be fun.
I'm pretty sure it's right up there with New Year's as far as depending on the place you're at. Because I've worked at places that did horrible numbers on St. Paddy's.
You think the place across the street is gonna? I'd imagine so.
Yeah, both of those are gonna. Be
I
insane.
imagine so.
I'm not going within 10 feet of either one of them. Fuck that.
I would.
Not my thing. I'm not gonna lie. Like what having to deal with what we have to deal with, every single shift. Like I really don't want to be on this side of the fucking bar dealing with drunk idiots, because it's like, okay, now I'm not gonna get fired if I say something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I'm at work and you got a drunk idiot, like, okay, I still have to deal with you a certain way. But when I'm off the clock and you're being a fucking ass, I'm gonna tell you you're being a fucking ass. And everybody I know is gonna be working on that day, so I'm gonna be solo. I ain't trying to get beat the fuck down on fucking St. Paddy's Day.
I know we probably should save the St. Paddy's talk for like next week, whatever, but we'll just bring it up again.
Yeah.
But for me, I treat St. Paddy's, if I'm able to go out or if they have some kind of bar crawl prior to, I treat that's like my New Year's Eve for me. Like I'm willing to go out there and be in that environment because I love it. Me and my friends back home in Chicago, we had this tradition where we would go out to this bar crawl or some kind of thing in downtown, because downtown Chicago, for those of you that have never been during St. Paddy's, they dye the river green.
Yeah, I heard.
And when I say green, I mean it's like, hand me the soap.
Oh shit!
It's literally this color green. Like it's deep green when you look at it, but it looks like this. They dye the entire river that runs through downtown like this. Like it's insane. Put it back.
Yeah.
I don't want anything back.
But
it's insane. If people are like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, no, it's green. It doesn't harm the aquatic life. It's fine. But they do that every year. It's really cool. They have the parade. It's a good time. The bar crawl's in Wrigleyville, downtown Chicago, north side. So if anybody will be out there March 11th, you see me, come say hi.
Yeah. Go say hi.
Buy me a drink.
Yeah. Buy them too.
No, actually don't.
Buy them
I'll
too.
be pretty fucking hammered.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I wanted to go, man, but I mean, I wanted to go and I didn't want to go.
It's all good.
But we've talked about it.
There'll be many more.
Yeah, there'll be. Oh, I'm going next year.
This won't be the last
especially
thing,
because next year it might be on a Saturday or a Sunday. So I'm looking forward to going next year.
Oh, that was the other thing. That was backtrack a little bit because we were talking about like the evening thing. St. Paddy's is for me is really like a day drinking kind of thing, right?
Right.
Like I've never been out at night on St. Paddy's. It's always been
no
during
one lasts
the day.
that long.
No, you don't.
Nah.
I sure as shit don't. The last couple times that I've done it, man, we'll go back to my friend's apartment and I'll pass out. I'll wake up at like 5 or 6. Like, how the fuck did we get back over here? What time is it? And it's dark as shit. I'm like, oh, it's 7? Oh, okay. Like, damn, it's 7. How long was I out? Like, I'm talking about like knocked unconscious out. Like, walk through the door and then fall asleep on the couch.
Damn. That's pretty out.
Wake up like, what day is it?
I'll be honest, I haven't had, other than the COVID year or 2 years, I guess, because my job was closed for 2 St. Paddy's or whatever. I haven't had a St. Paddy's off since I started bartending, so I don't even know what to do with myself, on a St. Patrick's Day. So it'll be pretty interesting.
Go
for
out
me.
and get into a fight.
We'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna go looking for one, but it is what it is. It's what it is. I mean, if I'm looking for a fight while out, it's usually gonna be like with the health department.
Yeah,
because I can't stand like health department, fucking liquor board showing up when you're busy as fuck and you're just trying to get your job done. You know what I mean? It's like,
and the
show up, like set an appointment so we can make this place look as good as possible.
Yeah,
I know that's not like the right way to say it, but
or
at the same time,
like the cable company does. We'll be either Monday through Thursday, somewhere between the hours of 12 and 6.
Yeah.
Okay, we can work with that.
Yeah.
That's something, but don't show up on a fucking Friday at 7, 8 p.m. and then expect, hey, we're with the health department. We need to check. All right. I don't know who my manager is, so fucking wait.
Right.
Oh my God, dude, I fucking hate the health department so much. And then they get in your fucking way sometimes.
I would go with your, your appointment window, the cable company, I don't know if that's a metaphor, analogy or whatever. I'm not that smart, but the way I would like double down on that is like, yo, you can just tell me what week you're going to be here. And I'll tell you why. You tell me what week you're going to be there. That means every day that week, I'm going to do what I think is the best. Like, say if I'm a GM, I'm gonna do what I think is best for the building to look as good as possible. That way, if you come in and you see like, oh, well, this isn't right or this isn't right, at least we can just add that to what we thought was the best level. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that we're just sitting around fucking off. Like, no, we're all being as clean as possible. We're all doing everything to the best of our abilities to not be shut down. But say we know you're going to come in this week, it's like, all right, man, well, we're on it. Like, yeah, we look like this every day, but like, say maybe this one little like area over here hasn't been swept in the last like 2 days or something like that, which doesn't make any sense. But say the cleaning crew didn't come in. We don't want to get hit with that because that's the day and the moment that you come in and the cleaning crew didn't get to that. Like, give us a little bit of a window so we can make sure like we're saying this is what we feel is our best foot that we try to attain every day, but we're really, really putting the energy in now.
I would say we should get a health department person here, but I'd rather not. I think
I don't even fuck with them like that.
Nah, I would throw hands with them
like that. No,
they might be part of the industry, but we don't know.
You're not invited.
No.
This show isn't for you. I'm sorry.
Who grows? I put health inspectors.
Them up with parking enforcement.
Yes. Thank you.
Fuck that, bro.
Oh my God.
Who wakes up and chooses parking enforcement?
Who wakes up and is like, you know what? I want to be a snitch when I grow up,
bro. Yo, hall monitor.
I want to be a fucking hot. Yeah.
Oh my
God. Oh, they were hall monitors in school for sure, and they had no authority then. So like, you know what? I'll show you guys,
bro. I'm gonna tell you, I did.
The health department. If you work for the health department, you're watching this. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's it.
And fuck everyone you know.
Yeah.
When I was in like middle school and I had no friends and I never was a hall monitor, fuck that. Don't put that on me. But there was one time the teacher would pick a different person every day whenever she wanted people to be like, I wanted it to be quiet time or some shit. She was probably dealing with some personal shit and needed like 15 minutes with the kids to shut the fuck up. So she would pick a random person every day. And like she picked me and I was like, fuck, dude, I already don't have any friends. I don't want to be that person. And I'm just standing up there and I'm supposed to mark when people are like making noise or some shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And then there was one guy, he was a class clown, and like he either said or did something, and the teacher looked at me and I was like, I guess I'll put a mark next to his name, and I did it. And she like gave me that look of like, yeah, that's what I wanted you to do. Be a snitch. I just remember how it felt. And then the class I was like, yo, well, if you gonna snitch on me, I'm gonna do more shit. So then me and him just made a thing of just like whenever he'd like even move, I just make a mark. We just turned it into a thing of I was just marking. He had like 20 fucking marks because we were just fucking like making fun of it. But I just remember like the first couple ones, like the feeling I got where the teacher looked at me that way and the whole class looked at me like a snitch. I'm like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
The snitch life ain't for me, bro. Like I'm gonna tell the homie before I tell you.
Seeing them come in, and this happened once before at one of the jobs I worked at. They came in on a super busy fucking night. So then like the owner got stressed or whatever, and then they had to inspect the bar and shit. And our bar was very narrow, not a lot of space to move behind each other. And we're all trying to do our job, you know, we're moving and stuff like that. And they're in the fucking way. I think some drinks got dropped or spilled or whatever because they were behind, and they don't know the concept of behind or hey, we're right behind you. They're just moving with their clipboard and this and that. And I remember the bartender I was working with got super fucking frustrated. She had to like step away because it's like they're in the fucking way and they picked the worst possible time to come. I don't know if it's because they had a vendetta against the owner or whatever, but
which is a thing.
It is, and
it's a thing.
And I don't think that's the only time. No, because when they came to my place last week or something like that. And it's not that it was small and narrow, it was just me behind the bar at the time. But I'm moving drinks back and forth because our service well's over here, and then I had to bring them over here. And then the dude's just like moving slow and then bending down, taking up the whole aisle. I'm like, excuse me.
Like, bruh, I still gotta make money, bro.
Like I was saying excuse me, but in that tone of like, move the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
I was like, excuse me. I'm like, oh, excuse me.
Damn, like, you put the bass in voice?
I put bass in the
you
fucking voice.
Like, that
move, bitch. Like, get the fuck out of my way. I don't fuck with you. Oh, man, I swear to God, if I could kick you, I would. Oh, I hate the health department so much. They're just so fucking annoying. They get in people's ways. And why don't you show up at fucking the places that are open at 12? Why don't you show up at 1 when there's nobody there?
Show up when we're setting up.
Why do you show up
when we're setting up?
Why do you show up when it's fucking busy? Why? And on the weekends too. Like, god damn, dude, so fucking annoying, man.
Yeah, when I worked in Seattle, he called it LCB, Liquor Control Board or whatever, right? These motherfuckers always had a stick up their ass and would always come into the bar at like 12:30 on a Saturday night when you're the most busy. And where I worked was really the only place you could go to in that particular area. You went there. If you were going out, there was really nowhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? So they knew we were busy and they knew how busy, and would show up Saturday night, 12:30. And they always wore these fucking like sweater vests, like the bubble Marty McFly shit.
Oh my God.
So it's like, bro, we see you coming a mile away, and they would just stand by the edge of the bar and just watch what you were doing. That's what you need. That's what gets you off on a Saturday night, bro. You got to come in here and fuck up my night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everyone's like freaking the fuck out. Like, oh, we got to move this and do that. Why? Come in on a quiet day at a quiet time, which I saw them do once before, and we still passed the fucking test. So why did you feel the need to come in when we were busy? If we already show you what our fucking standard was, why be a dick? Like, why stress us out?
My thing is, why are they coming on 12:30 on a weekend? Don't you have a life?
No.
Why are you still on the clock?
No,
what the fuck is wrong with you? No,
they don't.
That was a rhetorical question. No, they have no life whatsoever.
Yeah. You fucking suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You professional snitches, that goes for meter maids too. You guys fucking suck.
Yeah.
All of you.
Yeah.
Especially in LA.
No empathy for y'all.
Nope.
Nah.
Mm-mm.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Not with all the tickets I used to get before I got rid of my car, man. They drove me to get rid of my car. I was like, bro, I can't park anywhere. Anyway, fuck that. Fuck that. And as much as I'm complaining about the parking, I still love LA though.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like I still fucks hard with LA.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've lived in multiple cities.
Even more now since neither of us
LA.
drive, so it's even better.
Bro,
I gotta worry about parking.
It helped me condense my life.
Yeah.
I was looking at all these things like I don't need any of this. So why am I paying all of this extra money for it? You know? So I love moving here. But if you, and not just for LA, but if you don't like where you live, then move.
Leave.
But if you like where you live and you visit another place, it's not like you're going over and trying to tell your wife about your mistress. You know what I'm saying? like I need to tell you why this is better, even though I'm here right now. I got to tell you why I like this. And it's like, bro, I don't fucking care. I live here. I chose to live here. You know what I mean? You know, but I'm sure you've seen this happen where you get people that are like visiting and they're just like, oh man, LA's got this and LA's got that. And it's like
100%. And that was even when I moved out here. People were not trying to convince me to not move, but just saying the things that they didn't like about it and saying like, oh, well, like the taxes and this and the homelessness and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I lived in Chicago. I'm from there. It's not much different. You know, the homelessness might be a little bit more rampant, but it's honestly not that, like, I'm used to all the big city life, the noise and all that shit. That's why I love where we live. The sound doesn't bother me. I'm used to that.
Yeah.
I grew up with that. I know that.
I actually get more worried when it's quiet.
Yeah. It is
when
really
it's quiet. I'm like
right now, it's quiet right now. It's like, you know what?
Quiet.
In about 20 more minutes, we better start hearing some sirens. It's just gonna
I need Gotham City to fucking engage, man. It's too quiet. I'm worried.
But I had a lot of people tell me that. I'm like, okay, it's not gonna stop me from going. I want to go out there. And then I've had people come in visiting from out of town, and they're like, oh, it's so expensive and so much trash and this and that. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever, this and that. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
Why did you come out here? For what? To see somebody, this and that?
Yeah. And I've been to most of the major cities out here, and especially the ones where people, you know, they come from there to visit here for work or vacation or whatever, and immediately want to try to talk shit on LA. The only place I will give any leeway to is New York. Because that's East Coast, West Coast. That's never gonna go away. Yeah. You know, I understand that. But as far as like you coming from Kansas, you know, or Minnesota or something,
states,
and nothing against those states. Like I don't want it to be like, oh, if you from Minnesota or Kansas or whatever. But I've been through both of them.
There's not a lot going on.
Yeah, you know what I mean. The food is very low season. There's low seasoning on that food. I'm sorry. I don't know how y'all survive up there sometimes. But my point is, even when someone comes in from like a Miami or something like that, and they're like, oh, well, in Miami, we do this, or in Atlanta, we do this. I'm like, I don't care. I don't live there. Or
Miami.
I know what Miami and Atlanta are like. If I wanted to live there, I would live there. I chose LA because I chose LA. Don't forget, it ain't where you're from, it's where you at.
Exactly. And
like straight up.
And for me, like me being from Chicago, like I have a lot of pride in that. I always tell people where I'm from and this and that. And there's things I love about it over there, things I love about it over here, but I'm never really going to say, oh, Chicago's way better. I'll say like, you know, maybe the pizza's better, maybe certain foods are better, but I'm never going to be like, oh man, Chicago just has this and this and this. Anytime I talk about LA and Chicago, I'm never saying which one's better. I'm just saying what things I like about both cities. Like I'm never gonna say this one's better than this one. Chicago's home, so that to me already is gonna be up here.
Yeah.
But being in LA, people that have met me will never say that, oh, he just always talks about how much it's better over there. Because I don't. Because I love living here as much as I love living over there. And
you don't have to choose.
Yeah, you don't. It's okay that
you really don't have to choose.
Two places that you lived in
exactly.
or are from. Like,
I'm from NC. I loved growing up there, you know, as bad as it was in certain aspects, you know, I'm thankful for a lot of what growing up in that kind of environment taught me, but I don't want to live there now. But it doesn't mean that when someone asks me about North Carolina, I'm like, man, fuck North Carolina. Like, nah, I got a Tar Heel flag over here. You know what I'm saying? I've met so many people who are either from North Carolina or live there now or something like that. And we can still have a pleasant conversation about North Carolina without me turning it into, well, man, you need to move to LA because I live over here for these reasons. No, I live here because I want to live here.
Yeah.
You live there because you want to live there.
Of course.
And both are totally fucking fine.
That's A-okay.
Yeah.
And some people just are like, no, I need to brag about how my place is way better. And it's like, all right, well, then fucking go back. Or cut your vacation short. I don't fucking know. Just get the fuck out of here in my face with that negativity.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I don't need it. Oh,
it's trying to brag is, for some people, a personality trait, which I really don't understand. What do you hope to gain by just bragging about something? Because for one, the way I'm looking at it, just me personally, you're bragging about it and you have it, or you know this person, or you can go here or whatever. I don't care. I woke up today without knowing you, and I'll go to sleep without knowing you. My life will still continue.
Yeah,
so
I'm not gonna give
what was
a shit.
the bragging supposed to do?
I don't know. They wanted they wanted validation is what it is. And I'm like, sorry, sir, we don't do that here. We don't have any.
We don't validate.
We don't have any
There's
valet.
no parking.
Can't do that for you.
No
Get it somewhere
validation
else.
here, my friend. You're gonna have to look inside. But I also don't care. Like, I don't care who you know. I really don't. Even if the person works there, you can know the manager. You can know the chef. I don't care. I really don't. Just if you know the chef, if you know the manager, if you know anyone there, you have them come tell me what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Not you tell me what I'm supposed to do for you, because that means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. You know?
It's nice. I like how you did that.
I got you, bro.
I'm not going to say because I don't have a drink, so I'm not going to say it. But that was a good way to transition to
it's good transition. We'll call it that.
Yeah. The next segment. Yeah. I fucking hate those people. Detest. Loathe. Despise.
He said detest.
Absolutely.
Like, fuck Tess.
Disdain for.
Fuck Tess.
I said test. Detest.
Fuck Tess.
Who's Tess?
Fuck Tess. I've never worked there, but fuck Tess. I can say that shit. We normally don't say names, but I'm gonna say names. Fuck Tess.
Yo, I don't know who that is.
Y'all treat y'all people like shit over there, and I hope it gets back to you. Fuck Tess. You ain't getting any of my money. I will tip my friends in person. I will just hand a friend $20 just for being around them before I go into Tess and spend money at Tess. So fuck Tess. I detest Tess.
Fuck him.
Yeah. And that was me that said that. That was Nando. That was not the other host of the show. So
I don't work there either. I don't give a fuck.
All right, there you go.
I just thought we were name dropping. I was trying to keep that up.
You know what? Normally I'm with the no name dropping, but I've just heard too many stories. I'm sorry. I've heard too many stories. Yeah. When you treat your people as bad as they do. I had a coworker once who told me they had an interview there, and I was like, don't go to the interview. Just don't go. You know what I'm saying? And then they told me like a week later that they did some digging after that, and they started hearing the stuff that I had kind of told them about, you know. Yeah. And it was just like, yo, thank you.
That's the downside of privately owned businesses.
Yeah.
But
there's always pluses and minuses.
Those people that come in that say they know the chef, and that was prominent there, and this happened recently at one of the other places. They came in and said, the chef invited us, and I was just curious if she can send us any plates out. Like, motherfucker, you're asking me for freebies? Why are you asking? I didn't invite you. Go ask her.
If you know the chef, ask the chef.
Right? Like, fucking text her. You know? Call her up. You know the chef, right? Dude, oh, man. We had this pop-up kitchen situation in our kitchen, and which was cool. It was all right. They were very nice people there. I don't have any problems with them, except maybe one gripe or something like that. But so these people come in and sit down, and I will preface this by saying that was probably my only quarrel with them, because they spent a lot and also tipped pretty well.
That's a word that needs to come back.
What?
Quarrel.
I just brought it back.
Yeah, hey, yo, I like it.
You're welcome.
My bad. I cut you
No,
off
but
there.
that was the only thing I had. It was just the energy they came with immediately put a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, all right, I don't like you guys already. Because you're asking me for freebies. I don't know who you are. I don't give a fuck who you are. Clearly, you know this person. They're only here for this day. You're not going to come back to this place as far as I know. Just with the energy you're bringing here, you're asking for freebies and shit.
Yep.
So I'm like, I don't know about that, but like, do you guys want to put in a drink order or something like that? And they're like, yeah, okay, we'll do that. They all ordered like wine and shit, and I said okay. And then they told me that will you can check on the plates and stuff. And I said, yeah, I guess. I told him, yeah, I'll go talk to her. In my mind, I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I went and I told that chef that was there, and they're like, okay, yeah. So I don't know how much of the stuff was comped or whatever, but they ended up spending like $600. I mean, they had a high bill and they tipped like 200 maybe on top of that, maybe 150, somewhere around there.
So the story has a happy ending.
It does. It's just the way they approached it. They're like, hey, we know the chef. We got invited here. Can we give free stuff?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. This is only a one night thing. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man.
Yo, baby, I'm not going to be here in the morning. I don't know. And even this is just a one night thing. Why you come at him like that? Like, I don't know if I'm going to call you tomorrow, all right? I don't know. Just let me know how the rest of this night's going to go. Are we fucking or what? That'll depend. Like, if you give me a good tip, yeah, okay.
There's a song by Ty Dolla $ign. And one of the bars is just another, you're just another girl. This is just another. And that made me think of that song.
You're just another table.
This is just another night.
Just another table. Just another night. I'm not gonna remember this tomorrow. when I'm counting my money tomorrow, you will not be who I'm thinking about.
True.
Straight up. True. Straight up.
But that's for anybody that comes in, and if you go in with the attitude of like, oh, we should go here because I know the chef, whatever, and this and that, and if you really know them on that level, they'll send something out if they know you're there. You shouldn't have to tell your server or bartender like, "Oh, I know so and so. What can I get?" You can get a welcome and what can I take? What can I have? Well, what can I get you? That's what you get. You get a welcome and a hello.
I know the chef too.
Yeah, see him every day.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on
that.
I
hate that shit.
I'm not a fan.
Oh, I know the owner. Me too.
But we've both worked in a place where the chefs that work there, I will say, like, were some of the best. I've worked in another place with another chef that was just as good about this.
Sticky got.
I just don't know what you were thinking.
I thought I could make it into the recycle.
But I don't know why you thought that was gonna work. It has a lid.
Because the lid folds. It folds down. And
so you thought you were going to be...
I was trying to make it into the recycle.
I understand that.
Finish story.
But you thought from here, with that empty bottle, that you would make it through the lid.
I thought I would. That's why I shot it.
Well, shoot. Anyway, I was saying, those chefs were some of the best that I noticed whenever they had someone coming in that knew them. Mm-hmm. Typically they knew that person or that group was coming in, and so therefore they always made sure, even if we didn't know ahead of time, like they would try to come out just before they came in, like, oh, they told me they're parking their car, so just look out for whoever and then I'll take care of it. You know what I mean? Like they made your job easier. So shout out to Dan, Matt, and May. You know, like we normally don't say a lot of names, but shout out to those chefs. Definitely some of my favorite chefs to work with.
I just remembered something based on what you were saying. There was a couple that came in prior to that table that sat down and for those that are wondering, well, if my chef friend doesn't invite me and they said they got me, how do I go about letting them know I'm here? I'll tell you how. So this couple sat down in front of the bar. I took their order. They were very nice. They greeted me. They said hello. They didn't say, first thing they said to me was not, oh, we know the chef. They invited us. They were like, oh, hello, hi, this and that, blah, blah, blah. We exchanged pleasantries. And they're like, oh, after I took their order and presented them drinks, they let me present their drinks and this and that. They're like, hey, is chef so and so here? I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, could you tell her that? And pointed to his wife. Says hello. It's her birthday today, or something like that. I don't even know if it was her birthday. He just said, oh, could you tell that the chef that so and so says hi? We came here to see her. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. I felt like that was a more classier, tasteful way of saying, oh, we know we got invited. They said, oh hey, is the chef here today?
Yeah.
Yes. Could you tell him or her we said hello? That to me, and maybe to other servers, that lets us know like, okay, you know them. They may have invited you, may not, but I'll let them know. Like that's a subliminal kind of low-key way of saying like, they told us to come here, XYZ reasons, but instead of just saying, oh, we know the chef. What can we get?
I also hear that as we like coming here, but we also know the chef. So even if the chef isn't here, we still wanted to come here. We still like the food. We still like the service, the drinks and everything. We decided to patronize this place, or patron this place, not patronize. But we decided to patron this place and
patronize the server.
Patronize the server, yeah. But yeah, I fuck with that even more because you're saying it's not just because you know the chef, like you actually want to be here. So that's also a subliminal message to me is I'm not here just for free shit. I'm here because I want to be here and I want to support this place.
And I think the chef might be working. So just tell him I said hi.
Yeah.
Tell him I said what's up. If they can come out and greet me, cool.
And a lot of times those are the people who aren't expecting anything for free.
No, because those are the people that spend money.
Right. That's what I was getting at. They're not expecting anything for free. And therefore it's like, okay, they're still going to take care of their wait staff, their service staff, their bar staff, everyone. But then if they do get taken care of by the chef, then they're like, well, let me take care of your staff. I can't pay you. So let me take care of your staff, because your staff also knows that if you're taking care of this bill, that there's a good chance we aren't going to get any money at all. So we're just waiting on someone for free. We're taking care of someone for free and not getting anything out of it, which can be very demoralizing. So I definitely appreciate those guests that when they come in, they come in with the right energy.
When they come back, they will get the VIP treatment.
Exactly.
You know, and
I'll remember them.
Yeah, for sure. So
now you don't just know the chef, you know the bartender.
That's what you really want to know too. Those are the two people you need
to know, the chef and the bartender.
Because those are the ones that are gonna make sure you have a good night. That is the way to do it. But yeah, that is the approach for those that are wondering, like, how do you go about it? Just do it in a tasteful way like that. Don't say we were invited. Tell the chef that I'm here, and what can they say? Don't do that shit.
Be grateful. Be grateful, not expecting.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Don't come in expecting anything. But be grateful when you do.
Because even if you do it the right way, and then in our mind we'll be like, oh, god damn it, they're gonna be stuck up. At least it kind of sends that signal to like, okay, I'm kind of busy, but I'll get somebody that knows somebody that can tell them, like a manager, like, oh, hey, they might know the chef, or so that might be something that the chef might want to know. So we may be like, okay, yeah, so who cares if you know him?
Yeah.
But it's done in a way where you weren't being a dick about it. That's the bottom line, really. Is like, you're not being a prude.
Yeah, as long as you're bringing in the right energy, then it's my job to reciprocate that, you know, which is always first and foremost what we're trying to do. I'm not just trying to get money out of people. You know, I'm trying to give you a good experience, and hopefully you'll come back. Unless you're a dick, and I don't want you to come back. But one thing I really cannot stand is when you have those people who bring bad energy into a bar, and then when they leave, decide, oh, I'm going to leave a Yelp review or a Google review about this. Because nowadays, the people who leave those reviews, everyone's judging you.
Yeah.
Not the establishment, not the story you're telling, because people who know better, they know like, well, the staff, I can't jump on Google or Yelp and respond. You know, I'm going to lose my job over that. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to take this beratement. Oh, I'd give it 0 stars if I could, or this and that, or, oh, the one person said whatever, or they didn't wink at me when I winked at them, or some shit like that. It's like, bro,
it's just being petty.
Yeah, you just wanted it to be about you, and it wasn't about you. And so therefore, this is your last ditch effort to try to make it about you after you leave.
That's
to try to leave
last ditch effort to feel like you have some kind of power.
Right. You really don't.
No, you don't. That Yelp review goes right out the door.
Yeah.
That's
The majority of places I've worked, like when I've gotten a review, especially one that wasn't super favorable, me and the managers laugh about it. Not
you're being laughed at.
Yeah.
If you do that, you're being laughed at.
Yeah, you really are. You really are.
Yeah, you ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
You really. You think you're doing like typing it up like, hey, that'll show them.
It doesn't mean what it used to, man.
It really fucking doesn't.
That's not the
It's
like the
been
review
oversaturated.
section. Yeah,
is what it was. People use that as a weapon and as a tool. People were just like, well, you're clearly a salty bitch for something, and you did this and that. But although people have used review bombs for the right reason, for establishments and persons that were being,
which is absolutely what it's supposed to be used for.
Yeah, and make sure
I
that place
will
doesn't get in fucking
100%
business.
always advocate for
Condone
that.
that shit 100%.
Yeah.
But if you're just trying to be petty because you didn't get your way, you're being laughed at. You're a fucking joke. And even people that read it are like, that's a salty bitch.
I mean, whenever you go into a place, I've said this before on the pod, it's a social contract. When you walk into a place, whether you have to show your ID first or not, it doesn't matter. Once you walk in, you are agreeing to a social contract of, I'm going to come in here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be on my best behavior. I expect the staff to be on their best behavior. I expect for them to attend to my needs and give me a good experience. And then I will reciprocate that by paying my tab, not disputing things, especially when I know full well there's no dispute about them. Because, there are people who do that. Like, oh, I didn't have that. And you had it, but you just want it taken off your bill. And I'm also not going to make it all about me and be petty if things don't go my way.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And then try to leave a shitty review just to, try to get one up on you on the back end. That makes 0 sense. If you don't want to come back, just don't come back.
Don't come back.
Yeah. Like, that means more to me. It really does.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be there. But, and we've talked about this before. I know I've talked about it with Corey, Robert, shout out to both of them as well. But one of the things that has really, really gotten under my skin, especially the last few months, I don't know why I've gotten more sensitive about it, but the way people of a different race or different gender are treated when they're the ones serving, when they're the ones bartending. There are times where I will see, someone else I work with or be at a place and, just be watching how different people are treated based on the ideology of the person who is the patron.
Right.
Like, if I'm black and you're black, I expect this. If I'm black and you're white, I expect this. If I'm Mexican and you're black, I expect this. And it's like, why are you thinking anything about my race? Or if I'm a man and you're a woman, or woman man, or if you're trans or anything, what does that have to do with me taking care of you? That has nothing to do with this interaction. How about you treat me as a human who is coming up to you and trying to attend to you, as opposed to just being like, well, in my little narrow view of what this particular group behaves as, well, I'm going to treat them like that. And if they don't treat me like this in return, then they must have an attitude, or they must have a problem, or they don't like me, or there's some racial issue, or some, whatever. And it's like, nah, maybe you're just being an asshole, man.
No, that never goes through their mind.
Yeah.
No, it's never that. But yeah, mostly it is. It's like, no, they're not treating you like this. They're treating you like that because you're an asshole.
Yeah.
And behaving like an asshole.
Like someone talking to you, like you said earlier, someone talking to you as if you don't know English when you're trying to say your order, or someone talking to someone of a different race or a different gender, and because they're not smiling in your face, you think they have an attitude. Like, oh, you must not like me. Or like, I know you've had this happen because you've said this before. Someone will be talking to you or not even talking to you. They'll just be watching your interaction with someone else, and then it'll be like, oh, you must not be having a good day, or you must be having a bad time, or you must be over it. And it's like, nah, that's just my face.
That is just my face.
Thinking about anything. I'm just chilling.
Working.
Like, yeah.
Working. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, it's really not that deep.
Nah.
It's really not that.
It's really not.
I don't know if I said this, but I think one of the events I was working, one of the guys came up to me. He's like thanking all of us. He's like, "Oh, thanks, you guys were great, this and that." And he shook my hand. He's like, "Yo, are we cool?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, are we good?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "I don't know, man. I feel like we just kind of like got off on the wrong foot or something." I'm like, "No, why? Did I say something?" He's like, "No, I just like you always looked upset whenever I came up and asked for a drink." I'm like, "Oh man, that's just my face, man. I can't help it. I don't know what to tell you." I was like, "No, we're good. It was great. You guys were amazing. You're awesome. Everybody was cool." He's like, "Okay, I had to make sure, man. You always looked upset." I'm like, "Nah, it's just my face."
Mm-hmm. Sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about you when you walked up. I wasn't thinking about anything when you walked up, you know?
No, not at all.
I could have been thinking about 50 different things when you walked up. It has nothing to do with you at all. So don't take it personal.
I'm not getting paid to give you a bad experience. So I would never present with that if I can help it. Unless you do something to absolutely piss me off.
Yeah.
There's no chance that your server or bartender will intentionally be rude to you unless you've done something to absolutely upset them. And even if you did,
we need you.
Somebody else will come and service you if you pissed off one of the employees there.
Yeah, like straight up, we need you to come in. It's not our job to piss you off or make you feel unwanted.
No.
If you don't come in, the business ain't gonna thrive. But if you don't like it there, or if you had a bad interaction with a particular person, maybe it was, a bad day, maybe they were going through something, maybe you just misinterpreted an interaction, it's not that deep.
I got cut with a pour spout.
Huh?
I got cut with a pour spout.
You know what? I'm not gonna have any sympathy for you after what happened to me last year with the pour spout, man. Like
I was looking at this. I was listening to your story, but then I'm like, oh shit, that did happen. Fucking battle scars, man. Damn.
Yeah, them pour spouts, man.
I didn't even realize it till after it kind of dried up a little bit. I'm like, oh shit. When did I start bleeding?
Or it was worse when you're like, having to squeeze some citrus or something like that, and it hit your hands.
Thankfully, that did not happen.
Yeah, I don't have to do that much anymore. But there's been a few times where I've had to reach into, the jar to grab something, and all of a sudden I get like I feel it on my finger or something like that. Happened to me last week. A guest saw me looking at my finger, like, "Did you cut yourself?" I was like, I did, but I don't know when. I just realized that I cut myself.
What's really bad is like the ones that don't bleed or whatever. They're just like little tiny, like,
don't even know they're there.
Epidermal fucking cuts that don't bleed. The epidermis is the first like 2 layers of your skin. Anyways,
first of all, you're throwing too many big words at me, so I'm gonna take it as disrespect. Just letting you know.
I meant to say like subdermal. I'm not really sure what
the term
is.
Too many dermals. All right.
Anyways, there's the little tiny ones that you don't see and don't bleed, and those are the ones that fucking hurt because you're like, when the fuck did this happen?
Yeah.
And you get lime and citrus and all that shit. And yeah, fuck you fucking Yelpers. You guys are fucking trash.
For real.
I hate all of you.
You know what?
Don't come back. Don't go back. Stay the fuck
honestly,
home.
You should only review a place if you like it.
You know
That's
what?
how I look at it.
Speaking of reviews, I think the most honest ones are like the 3 and 4 ones because they're not gassing up too much because they had that one great day. I think like somewhere between 3 and 4, you'll get a real honest review because they'll tell you like, oh, well, the food was good, this and that. Some of this may have been a little bit off or this and that. I think those are like the really honest ones. It used
to be, but what I've started to notice is that the 3-star review is the home of the person who I like the establishment, but I didn't like the person. Because that's where they sit. They're like, well, I don't want to drop it too much because that 0 stars if I could thing kind of faded by the wayside. Now everyone knows if you leave 1 star is because you're just being a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No place is a 1 star. There's no such thing. It makes no sense.
And
if there's a 1 star, it wouldn't be open.
5 star either.
You know what I mean? There's either you like it or you don't like it. All this star review shit is fucking bogus, man.
Goes back to the Michelin shit.
It's so fucking bogus.
Goes back to that Michelin shit.
Yeah, for real. Well, we've had enough conversations about Michelin. But at the end of the day, man, if you have I don't want to say a problem, but if you go up or not even go up, if your server, your bartender, whoever is taking care of you, if for some reason you're just reading on their face like, oh, it's me, they don't like me, or this and that. Like, there's a way you can ask them or talk to them about it. Like, it's usually, hey, how are you?
Hello.
Like if you say that,
hello there.
It can be one of the most disarming things. Just don't do it when they're in the middle of something. But
yeah, no, that's
just ask someone how they're doing. You know, even if we gotta fake it, we'll still fake it for you. We will. But just that asking, like, because it's our job to ask you. So when you ask us first, it's like, all right, man. At least you gave me that little bit of energy. I'll take that. You know, all right, you're one of the good ones, kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you don't like the way your bartender or server is looking and you're just trying to fix their face, I personally think the best way you can fix my face is by sitting on it. And I feel like that's a good way to end it.
That's how you're going to leave it off? Oh my God.
Unless you got a better way. Yeah.
I don't think I do.
There's no better way than sitting on a face. Pussy brought me into this world, it'll take me out.
All right, yeah, I guess that's the episode.
Cheers.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.